welcome back to Marta from Sparta. I am so super excited for today's episode. In today's episode, we will make gorgeous Miumiu inspired sneakers. These are must-have in every closet. We will save over $1,000 by making them by ourselves. I already have a pink version of those, which I made about 5 years ago. I get tons of compliments on them literally every time I wear them. I couldn't afford to buy them for $1,100, and on the other hand, I don't think I want to spend $1,100 on a pair of sneakers. So guess what? I figured out how to make my own version on the budget. Everything we need for this project, including actually really great quality sneakers which I purchased on Amazon, is actually available on Amazon. Some of the items you will probably recognize from my previous projects. Sneakers and feathers are listed in the link in description below. Rhinestones, if you remember from my previous videos, are from dollar store bracelets which I put apart. Let's start with marking front of the sneakers. That area will be painted. Please remember, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. This area will be covered with feathers anyway. Next step would be painting front and the back of the sneakers. Because I already have pink version of those, I decided to make denim color for my second pair. Choice of colors is totally up to you. You can do it any color you want and you think it's gonna work for your wardrobe. Because I already have a pink version of those shoes, I decided to make denim kind of looking color for my second pair. I started painting straight from the tube as you see, but I had a really hard time to distribute paint on the sneakers. So I decided to add a teeny tiny bit of water to help distribute paint easier and soak the fabric better. I wanted to get this imitation of the denim, so painting evenly wasn't really my concern. I was dipping a paintbrush in the water and definitely doing that. It was a great move and made my painting more pleasant and easy. I wanted to make sure that I stay in lines and keep beautiful neat lines around the soles and the edges as these gonna be really visible. Painting both sneakers took me about 30 minutes as I wanted to make sure that it's done very neatly. Paint dried in about an hour, I would say, and I was able to continue with the rest of the project. Next step would be to hot glue first two layers of feather trim. I decided to go with two layers of the feather trims because, as you see, it's not too thick. The idea is to glue the trim along the line we painted from one shoe end to the other. I learned by making the first shoe that it's not a good idea to put one long line of the glue first and then put a trim on it. The reason for it is that hot glue dries faster than I had a chance to line up neatly trim. So with the next trims, I was applying glue layer by layer and gluing the trim. I had way better results and the whole process was more relaxed and I was able to be neater and put the trim exactly the way I wanted. It's time to attach a second trim, which I cut it slightly shorter compared to the first one. And I glue it on top of the first trim because I want to build up little bit volume. shoes looked immediately way better after 2 layers of the feather trim. It's time to add the third layer, which I will cut even shorter than the first and second to create volume more on top of the sneakers. And basically that looks pretty much amazing. So potentially, if you want to, you can stop right after the third layer of the trim and start attaching rhinestones. Personally, I was looking for to create more texture feather look, so I decided to add single little bit different color of blue and shaped feathers on top of the trim, which I already attached. Again, it's entirely up to you how many would you like to add on top of it and how full you want it to look. I was going for the very full feather look like inspiration images. Well, that's how the shoes look like after adding 3 layers of trims and 1 layer of a single feather. But that's not over yet. Now I will add last layer of trim to have this nice finished edge. This is side by side how it looks with and without trim. And here we are. We are ready to attach rhinestones. Originally, I thought I would add light blue rhinestones, but I noticed that I do not have enough. So I did use rhinestones, which I had after cutting dollar store bracelets. If you watched my previous episode, you know what I'm talking about. For my new followers, I like to do projects on budget and I like to recycle old jewelry. So I purchased few cheap Rhinestone bracelets. I believe it was 3 for $1 in the dollar store. And I put them apart and I use pieces of them for my projects. Also, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I tend to save old jewelry and keep it in my old jewelry bin and use pieces for my future project. For example, if I lose one earring and I have only one left, I will still keep it, and I used some of them in my anthropology inspired hat. If you watch that video, I keep all chains and all pendants, and I put the jewelry apart if I have time. And at some point, I reach out to this old jewelry bin, and as you see, for example, in Free People jacket or a hat, or like in this case, rhinestones, I'm reusing the old jewelry for my new project. I love recycling, that's for sure. So my choice of glue was pretty simple. I used a glue gun to attach my rhinestones to the sneakers. I used the same technique when I was making pink version of the sneakers 5 years ago, and rhinestones and feathers stayed fine. I had no issue. I was not losing feathers or rhinestones, so I'm going for this very simple solution and using glue gun again. This time I will be a little bit more conservative with amount of rhinestones on the sneakers. I will wear them for a few days and see and decide if I want to add more after all. And voila, look at them. They are so awesome. Denim on denim is back in style. Everything denim is so on now. I think that denim sneakers will look so cool with denim on denim look and so many other cool outfits. I have so many ideas to wear them. I will definitely rock them for sure, as I did with my pink ones. And see, we did it again. We will look like $1,000,000 on the budget. Well, and look at us. We created something so beautiful. We did took care of also our endorphin levels. And if you're not familiar with that, that's a happy hormone in our brain by creating those awesome sneakers. And last but not least, our bank account is happy as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below if there is anything you want me to try to figure out how to make it on budget. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this episode. I will see you next week.